Hey everyone, welcome to the Dark Helmet Racing League live race review, season 8, round 3. We are at Aragon tonight, and it's a bit of an adventure. We had wet to start with, so it dried halfway through our feature, or majority of the way through our feature. So let's get into it here. There's a lot of spins and everything, so I might just ignore the 2X's for the very beginning here just to get through sprint a little quicker. And then go back and look at them to make sure that there's no rejoins or anything. I want to get through the 4X's first. That's the feature. There we go. A little love tap on Morgan. So that's the only 4X's from our sprint. Let's turn 2X's on now. And we got a bunch here. Not sure why they gave him a 2X. So far, just innocent spins. All right. 10 minutes into the sprint. All right, let's see what happened here. This one I'm prone to give it a racing incident. If we watch what happened here, car in front goes a little too deep, runs a little bit wide. Car behind runs the standard line, and they just kind of converge on the exit. And really, there was no car on the inside was leaving a lot of room to the outside edge of the track. The car on the outside there had moved over a little bit. So this is just a racing incident. Both two cars ended up looking at the same part of the track at the same time. That's on the edge of a rejoin. Let's just go into their in car. This one, just I'm gonna leave it as a verbal warning here, just to be more careful. Jeff here does see what's happening. He tries to keep over to the left as much as possible. If you look at where he stopped, the nose of his car is basically on the edge of the track, and from his view, you may even feel like he's on the track still. Yeah. And he tries to make sure he leaves enough room. So I'm going to leave that as try to let the car go by first. But nothing, no action taken there. All right, so that's our sprint feature again. I'm going to turn off the 2X's just so I can get through the 4X's really quick. These drivers were all on slicks. Start with this runs wide, gets kind of stuck on this AstroTurf slash paint slash whatever the heck it is and loses it. Gets into his clone. I believe that is a racing incident. Which also clipped Powell. He was going through. Yeah. This one, same thing. This is racing incident. You got two cars ahead. One that's running deep and running a bit overslow in the corner to try to get it turned, and then another one just getting sucked in a little too deep, and then this car, the Troy here, is just kind of following the normal line, and everyone stacking up on the exit. So I'm not gonna fault anyone here. This is just unfortunate sequence of events here. So racing incident there, which was with this one, right? Yep. and then me. But for this, I can bring in Morgan if I need to, but this is a Twitch. So let's watch here. We have that Twitch there, which just makes me go a little bit wide into him, resulting in a little bit of ghost contact there, as well as, starts with ghost contact, but it would have definitely resulted in real contact. And then, to be honest, I tried to straighten him back out, and then I got spun. I was trying to make it so he didn't spin to the inside. I was hoping that I could just bounce him back straight and hope for the best here, but we both ended up spinning off. He spun to the outside, didn't hit anything, and I got the rod of the stick. I went into the Armco barrier here and rattled down it for a bit. Got some pretty severe damage, where I don't think Caesar got anything too severe on his side. I think he kept it out of the barriers. We go look at him. Yeah, he kept it out of the barrier there, and I think he's pretty good on no damage here, unless he's got some front suspension damage. Front left, let's go look at that. Well, looks like it's in the right spot. Yeah. So in this, I'm just gonna leave it a racing incident in case, unless anybody thinks otherwise. But I'm gonna leave it noted for Caesar, but at least noted for me as well. So in case anything wants to be reviewed further, we can review that. But right now, it's racing incident is what I'm calling that so far. I'll get Morgan's opinion when he has some time. Racing incident there. So this car is no action, but the other one might be. How did Christian get there? Alright, so our rules for this one are the same rules as normal, so you have to have overlap and be in control and be able to make apex. You have right to the corner basically, and I don't think we were going to get there. So this will be on Christian for avoidable contact. And because it resulted in further contact, I'm just going to leave it at a 2.5. Driver of the 20. Avoidable contact. Troy was the other party in this, so noted on that one. Okay, so that's all our 4Xs. Did have Morgan quickly just come into the booth here, and he agreed with the racing incident on mine. So let's get through the 2Xs here. Hopefully we can just burn through these really quickly. Action. Action. He's struggling on slicks on my outlap. Twice. Which is that one and this one. Laughing at myself spinning through the frame there. I thought I was going to smoke him. That was. This is me losing it. And in this case, it's not an unsafe rejoin because I never left the track. I'm just regaining control. Car behind does a great job avoiding me, and I'm trying to be predictable as I got going there. I was still trying to gather the car as I went across the track. Look, I can spin again. Car was so hard to hold on to on slicks. No action. That green stuff is just ridiculous to drive on slicks. How many positions does he lose? Stops. Then goes again. So per our rules on this one, let's go look at it. Contact at apex. Driver being passed fails to leave one car width. That's not what it is. So second one here, driver passing fails to hit apex, causing loss contact without loss of control and only minor damage. So we did have loss of control here. Contact is made, resulting in major damage, loss of positions, and or loss of control is a 2.5. So let's use some discretion between these two. We have no damage and loss of positions. So I'm going to do a 1 here. Driver of the 616. Avoidable contact minor. And noted. Ryan gets in that green stuff. I don't think that was anything to be worried about on that rejoin. Slow, predictable. And that car had all the room, but let's just go on board just to make sure. So Phil here is being a little tentative because the braking point is coming up. The track is wet, half wet. So I don't think the rejoin is a hazard here because the inside was fully open. And this is 4 position in the end too, so I think I'm going to leave this one. Another green slime of death. More green slime of death. All right, this isn't for position. We got, I don't think. Let's just double check positions here. So, where we can see the number of panels in the back would be helpful. So they're 9 and 10. So this is for position. Let's go far chase again. So just like previous, you got to make it to the apex and control and wide of the apex, resulting in contact and loss of position. Only loss of one position, I think. Nope, two. So in this case, this one's a little bit more than the previous one. Again, no damage, but loss of position. The other one was a loss of one position, the incident car. This one's a loss of two positions, and we have the previous incident. So I'm going to escalate this one to a 2. Oops. Noted it was also basically near the last lap, so a bit of desperation to make the pass. Not sure what happened there. Why exactly was that car stopping where he was? They haven't finished yet, I don't think. You out of gas? Yeah, I think you ran out of gas. Alright, that's it. That is it for tonight. For everyone that can, next week we are at the Bend on the International Config. Should be a good time. If you can, come out on the Tuesdays for MX5s. Thanks, everyone.